God, everything under the sun. Like our families, work, hobbies, friends, you know.
The baby.
Yes. Yeah, especially after Francis was born, a lot.
Yeah.
Always about him.
Yeah.
But, you know, and, you know, we're friends. So, I mean, like, what are you talking about with your friends?
Yeah.
It's a big world, baby, and you're little for a little while. It's a big world, baby, you can fiddle in your own style. It's a big sun, it's a big tree, it's a big boat, it's a big sea, it's a big dog, it's a big plane, it's a big cloud with a little bit of rain.
I'm Paige.
Yeah, I'm Joseph, and this is Francis.
And he's 5 months old.
Mr. Rabbit. Where's that Mr. Rabbit?
In the early part of the labors, I mean, we were just kind of hanging out and chatting and having a good time. So yeah, it was just extra support. You can't get enough of it when you're in labor.
A doula is a support person, typically a woman. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are some male doulas in the world, but it's a support person for a mother who's preparing to have a baby. And then the process is that you build a birth plan together. So you have an idea of the way they want the birth to go when they're at the hospital. And really the role of a doula is to support and advocate for someone that, you know, if there is something going on that you know isn't the way they wanted their birth to go, but it's not to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do within their birth.
Yeah. Now where is it? It's under your blanket.
Joe and Emily are helping with rubbing my back and having a hot water bottle on my back and stuff because I was having some what they call back labor. So typically when the baby's born, you want the back of the head to be at the mom's front, but Francis was the other way. So then you get the back of the baby's head scraping down your spine, and that can be typically more painful than a regular labor. So it wasn't that bad up until they decided to break my water, and that was what time was that? Probably like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
or
about
something.
that.
Yeah. And then Francis was born, and everyone was happy, and I was happy.
Yeah, it was about 11 hours from when we got into the room, or so, all told.
So he was born at around 9 o'clock in the morning.
What do you think?
My mom, I think she said something like she wished that she would have been able to have one for when she gave birth to me and my sisters.
Yeah. Every single person that I've met, and it's a lot now through this program, they're just like, it was the most amazing thing. They're like, without my doula, I don't know if I would have made it through, because Paige and Joe's circumstance is a little different because Joe was super supportive and he wasn't terribly nervous or things like that. But some husbands, maybe they're nervous, maybe it's a really, really long birth and they decide to do natural, or maybe their husband is in the military and they're away. So it's support that you just wouldn't have, period.
Can you see Daddy in the mirror? Yeah. Is that Daddy in the mirror? Yeah. That's right.
My family is in New Brunswick, and your family?
They live near Oxford, Nova Scotia, so I mean, they're close enough that they can come for visits, but it's still a 2-hour drive, so it's not like they can come down anytime that I need them, so.
Yeah, they arrived the same day that Francis was born, but, I mean, that was the best that they could do. They couldn't really be on call to drive 2 hours at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Hi, Heather. How are you? Well, I'm really fortunate because my work is obviously supportive of helping women. That's what we do all day long, is help women. So I've got a lot of flexibility in terms of being able to, if a woman goes into labor, obviously it's not necessarily at night or it's not necessarily on the weekend, but I can manage my own time in order to help them. Well, the main purpose of Ovarian Cancer Canada is we raise funds to spread awareness, knowledge, and fund research on ovarian cancer. So the biggest part of my job is that I educate women on their health. It is a big commitment. So the way the program is laid out is that we meet with the family 6 weeks before and then attend the actual birth. And then for 6 weeks after, you can be a support person for the mother. So by the end of it, depending upon how long the actual labor can be, as a volunteer, you know, you can put in close to 40 hours with any given family.
Could you let us know who you have in the pictures in the back?
Oh, those are my nieces, Hillary, Sadie, and Cora. And I live in the same house as them. So I'm really a second mom. I kind of joke and say that I've done everything but labor and breastfeed with those children and my other nieces and nephews and my friends. I live with my brother Steve, his wife Margot, and their 3 little girls. I have an apartment downstairs, but I don't have a kitchen. So we make all of our meals together. So we eat supper together every night. And the kids, now that they're big enough to open the door too, they come downstairs a lot. Most mornings to say hi, like, you know, whatever. I mean, it's fun. You look like a little squirrel. That would be super good.
Not anything mixed with the...
Okay, Cora. Yeah, well, that's it.
Pretend that my fork is the bone.
Fine.
There we go.
And then I had a girlfriend say, oh, you know, you should be a doula. And I said, what's a doula? This is probably about 2 years ago, I suppose. And at the time I looked into it, but the program here wasn't as organized or whatnot. So then about 1.5 years ago, I looked into it again and realized, like, wow, okay, so I can go to births with families and see all this and support women during, you know, a very huge event in their life. I grew up in Antigonish, so, but in the country, and so my mom's family is from there, and the entire, like a mile to the left, a mile to the right was pretty much all family. Ladies are big and ladybugs are little. Trees are
Big.
dandelions are
Small.
you know, you had a kid on your hip since the time you were 10 years old, so having kids around is a really natural thing, and it's not up everybody's alley to not have kids of your own and be surrounded by kids all day, but I think it's a ton of fun and it adds a lot to my life. It's been awesome. I mean, I have like a really deep curiosity with how other people live. And so doing this, these families invite you into their life in a really personal way. You know, you go from not knowing each other, period, to talking about very personal things. And they invite you into their home. Well, the families that I've met with, I always meet with them at their house. Again?
Yeah.
My goodness.
We saw
Big,
it a few weeks ago.
little.
Big, little.
Kids I'm a bit of an anomaly. I love to have a crazy busy schedule. I mean, I work all day. I get up and I do exercise class for 6 in the morning. I take cooking lessons a couple of nights a week. And then I love to have fun. I mean, on the weekends, I just go out and do whatever. I love going to restaurants and every now and again do a birth. So, yeah.
It's a big world, baby, and you're little for a little while. It's a big world, baby, you can fiddle in your own style. It's a big sun, it's a big tree, it's a big boat, it's a big sea, it's a big dog, it's a big plane, it's a big cloud with a little bit of